Hi there YouTube, Mr. Collaborator here, just looking forward to the events coming up for week 3 and 4 of July 2017. Obviously we've got the main front page here. I actually convert this into a calendar of my own. We can see that right there. So coming up on Friday we have at 1600 UTC a event in Qatar. You saw that on the main page there, Hamad Real Ops 2017. Let's take a look at this very quickly. Bahrain Virtual Air Traffic Control with Qatar Airlines Virtual, and I think it's just a single event. And looks like you've got gate assignments as well, so take a look at that. You can book in a slot by clicking there. Obviously that's just off the front page of Vatsim, and you click on Members Events and it'll be the first one there. If it's not the first one there, that means it's in the past and you missed it. Next event, we have just 1 hour after that, Milan to Warsaw City Link, also on the front page. So Milan in Italy over to Warsaw in Poland. No booking for this one, but got charts and suggested scenery, both payware and freeware, and the Polish airport info from the vacc.org site, because I believe that the real world one is hard to find. And yeah, that's between 1700 Zulu and 2100 Zulu on Friday. Friday night ops, which isn't on the main page because there it is. It is. So Northern Migration Live, they're calling it over here. I'm calling it Minneapolis Friday night ops. Minneapolis, obviously they've got a new scenery over there at Minneapolis that's been released from Flightbeam just a couple of weeks ago. So might be useful to put that to the test. If you don't have it, flying in there, you can make a book. Make sure you book as soon as possible, since this event's only in about a day and a bit. I'll be giving out a few copies of the Flightbeam, so if you don't have it already, make sure you book in and you may well win the prize. Southwest Overload in Great Britain. We have military weapons. Let's go skip that one. That's about NZ event. I'll have a look at it. It's not one that really interested me, but we've got... Where are they going? Okay, Woodburn and Wonderberry. Cool. And that's at 0700 on Saturday. Now the Southwest Overload is quite an interesting one. It's an event that's held live, so the air traffic controllers are all in one room. And they're going to be opening up Bristol, Cardiff and Jersey airports in the UK. It's quite a long event as well, and it very nicely fits early in the morning UTC time, so that means us Australians can get to it. It's 0830 Zulu up to 1530, so kind of like a long running milk run time slot, but on the Saturday. So 0830, it'll be 6:30 PM here in Melbourne. Beautiful time to fly in the UK. Cool. 1300 Zulu, we have an event in Abu Dhabi and a few other places. This is the one Mid-East Hops. 3 airports are open. Abu Dhabi, Riyadh and Amman in Jordan. So that looks like a good event as well. A little bit too early in the morning, but hey, it's kind of like really late at night or early in the morning, depending on how you want to put it. 1300 UTC, which is 11 PM here in Melbourne, start time, and then yeah, I might well get to that one because it looks like a good event. Summer City Link, Riga to Kiev, if you want to go over there from between Latvia and Ukraine. Time 1700 UTC, and you should see quite a bit of traffic on that one as well, I'd imagine. Full ATC across Eastern Europe. Not bad at all. This one that I don't think I saw on the thing. No, it's not there. Cool. So we have a New York Madness event This is a Vatsim USA, New York ARTC-C. As far as I know, it's only New York, so you may not necessarily get surrounding ATC for places like Boston, Washington, etc. But you might well get some pop up. But part of that event is basically New York itself. Might even be worth flying something smaller around the New York basin. On the Sunday, we get the Southwest Overload second event, second shot, and it's effectively the same event. Same places, Bristol, Cardiff and Jersey, and starting at 08:30 AM. Runway to Holland, pretty much saw that one there, starting at 17:30 through to 2000. It's a single runway event at Schiphol. Effectively, they're going to be organising to make it one runway at Schiphol for both arrivals and departures. So that's going to be quite busy on the runway. And I'm not sure of the other ATC around it, but seeing that time slot, 17:30 UTC, you should probably see some other ATC available around Europe. South Island tour is not bad on Sunday, the 29th. So I've skipped a week there. Yep. So we'll get out of that. Before we hit that, I've got Vatadventure Oshkosh, which is Chicago ARTCC at Oshkosh. They're basically flying a fly-in event for the Oshkosh. Of course, on Monday, the 24th, 09:30 UTC, roughly, we have Milk Run Monday. It's a standard milk run, Melbourne to Sydney. And then we have a Williamtown event coming up, or about the same time, so 09:30 UTC on the Tuesday, here at Williamtown in Australia, just north of Sydney. Friday night ops next week, so this is the 28th, 2300 UTC, which is about 9 o'clock in the morning in Australia. We have Fort Worth and Oklahoma, so it's 2 airports. So it should have a full load of air traffic control between those 2 spots, which is pretty useful. On the weekend, we have the Vatsim Connection Conference in London. Now that's a real attending event to actually go to physical location. You would have probably needed to have already bought your tickets and be on the way out there. For those of us that aren't going to the physical location in London, we have some events around. 0700 New Zealand has an event in Queenstown and Nelson and Christchurch. A bit later in the day, we have 1300 UTC, Malpensa to Tel Aviv. Not sure about the ATC on that one. They said something about departure ATC and arrival ATC, so it has to be from Milan to Tel Aviv. Can't be the other way around. I suspect that they'll have some controllers pop up in Milan with Tel Aviv pretty much empty, and as you make your way across the Mediterranean, all the Milan ATC will drop off and your Tel Aviv guys will come on. So that's 29th, that's the Saturday 29th at 1300 UTC, which is about 11 PM in Australia. Not much later after that, 1600 UTC on the Saturday, we have a event, I think they're calling it Go to the Beach or something like that. It's from New York JFK to San Juan in Puerto Rico. It's a pretty long event, that one, as far as time goes, and I've also noticed that there's 3 aircraft flying that route. We've got American 737-800s, Delta 737-900s, and JetBlue A320s. That's information coming off FlightAware. All ATC will be staffed between those 2 times, which is 1600 UTC all the way through to 2200 UTC. They're calling it 2100. But there you go. That's a nice event that'll go through some oceanic airspace as well. So that's a really nice event, and I'm actually looking forward to getting up to that one. So I'll be prioritising that JFK to San Juan, possibly in the A320, and That's about 2 a.m. start. So I'll be getting up at 2 a.m. on Saturday next week. After that, I probably won't be going to this one, but it's there anyway in case anyone wants to. 0100 UTC on the Sunday, which is basically midnight. They're doing a DC event in Raleigh-Durham and surrounding. Now, I've said tentatively there, so I'm not really prioritising that particular event, but there you go, Roanoke to Raleigh-Durham. And of course, after that second weekend, we come to the very last day of July, and we have a spilled milk run the normal time. We're going between Adelaide and Alice Springs. And that wraps up July 2017. Hope to see you guys next time. This has been Musical Aviator, signing out.